obviously the story of the game. I wanted him to throw a complete game so bad, but all those years as a pitching coach, I make up my mind. I don't like to go to guys with the bases loaded, so after that second guy went on, I knew he was giving us everything he had, but he was the story of the game. Gave up the home run early. Obviously, we answered. Thought Kane Kepley, that was a big double right out the gate for us to come back and score against a good team like NC State. You don't see many games. I haven't seen many games since I've been here or been coaching with no walks. So neither team walked. Two really, really good teams. Carter French made some outstanding plays in left field, and you see why our defense has been so good, especially since we inserted him and McDuffie came in and did his thing. So it's always big to get that Friday night win, and we'll take it and be ready tomorrow.
Just how important has Kane been as a table setter for this flavor of offense you guys are playing?
I mean, he's just a heck of a player. Credit to him trusting Coach Jackson too. He could have gone anywhere he wanted to. Obviously, we are proud of our program, but probably the most premier center fielder on the portal when he went on, and he's an in-state kid, and he always wanted to be at UNC. And if you look at his season, he just had that one stretch where hitters struggle. He was still getting on base, but I think it was maybe a 1 for almost 30 stretch, and he's still climbing, puts a lot of pressure on the other team. He never takes a day off, so that he's an older guy, and our guys watch how he practices, watch how he lifts, watch how he plays. As good a leadoff hitter as we've had here in a long time. Obviously, he doesn't hit 28 home runs like Vance, but he gets hit by pitches, he steals bases, and he scores runs.
Were there any conversations between you and Jake between that 8th and 9th inning about him going back out?
No, I just reminded him to stay in his legs. That's his game unless I have to make the decision to make a move right there. I wanted to leave him in, but again, he had a full repair. I might would have thought about it a little bit more if he hadn't had that and he moved up his timetable so he could be ready at the beginning of the season. And I know how good NC State is, and I've been coaching long enough. A team can get back in it in a heartbeat, and we didn't want to let him do that. So, he tried to talk me out of it still, and he's still not too happy about it, but he'll be all right.
French in left. I mean, you mentioned him earlier, but it seems like the defense really settled down when you put him out there.
Yeah, and he's if you look at him, he's hitting like 340 against right-handed pitching. He just hasn't done much against lefties, which is why he tried to bump. He's a really tough kid. We talk about this new age, and you got transfer portal, and you got NIL, and here's a kid that got into UNC on his own because he wanted to be a doctor. His coach called me, summer ball coach, said, hey, I think this kid's talented enough to potentially make your team. Literally the old school walk-on, probably 160, 165 pounds. He's stuck with it. Now he's up to 190. I think he's got another jump. He's a great athlete. He's a great high school wide receiver. Tampa Jesuit, a great high school, and he brings us that toughness too. So our outfield now has really solidified defensively, and when you have our arms, it's all about not giving extra outs. So that's what we decided to do. We just did something similar in 2022 when we inserted Colby Wilkerson at second base, and helped us just not give those extra outs.
Go for it. I was just saying, just kind of piggybacking on the defense question, and Stokely maybe the most underrated piece of the defense, because nobody ever talks about the first baseman, right, on defense. But another great play today. Just curious what you've seen. We've talked about it before, but his continued development this year, both ways, defensively and at the plate.
Yeah, I mean, he's always been really good at first. He's taken another step. He's that Gold Glove type first baseman. If you really look at him, I love baseball. I love having conversations with our coaches. We actually talked about that today because you're always planning depth-wise. Okay, if something happens, who goes where? And we made the agreement we're not taking Hunter Stokely off first base. You look at the assists all season and put-outs, you got your middle guys, right in the same thing. Then you have Stokely. And believe it or not, because of the power of our arms, you probably have 45, maybe under 50 assists from third base. And that first baseman, we've always put a premium on that. I learned that from Coach Fox, from Dustin Ackley to Chad Flatt to Michael Bush. These were high school center fielders or high school shortstops, and we're always going to do that. I think that's a very underrated position, and you better have somebody really, really good over there.
Scott, you were talking about Kepley and sort of him maybe being one of the top-rated center fielders in the portal, but how does his sort of attitude, feistiness, or whatever you call it, like, how does that fuel you? You know, you can plug a guy in, but, you know, like the other stuff, like, how is that?
I mean, it makes coaching
help this
easy.
team? Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, again, a walk-on at Liberty. Coach Jackson was the only one that gave him a shot out of camp. No scholarship money. And you look at his body, you can tell. I mean, the weight room's a big deal, and I tell guys all the time, if you can't learn to like it, you're going to have trouble getting better. And I mean, I'm not exaggerating. Kane Kepley, from the day he's walked on campus here, he's never taken the day off from anything I've seen him do. If he's under the weather, he lifts hard, he runs hard, he practices hard. And when he's one of your best players, you know, it was like that last year with Vance. You know, I didn't say much to anything to Vance in 3 years. It just makes coaching more where you just have to coach and you don't have to tell guys, hey, this is how we do it. Those guys show it.
When things didn't start out so well in the league season, would you have expected to be tied for the ACC lead at this point?
You know, it's funny you ask that question because I was just looking at some things and somehow I was looking at last year's stats. And I really had not broken it down as much as, you know, I move on pretty quick. I like to get ready for the next season. Just how much production, RBIs, home runs scored, stolen bases. So, you know, I thought we were going to have to find our way a little bit, and I thought the backbone of our team was going to be our pitching. It didn't surprise me that we started off slow offensively. I mean, you just look at what we lost, and you be realistic. You're losing, you know, D'Onofrio, Honeycutt, Harbor, Cook, Osuna, Colby Wilkerson. I mean, those are 85% of your RBIs. But I thought the guys were talented enough, and we had some returners that were leaders. And we needed Gavin and Luke to obviously improve, which they have. But they started slow too. And they buy in. It's a credit to them because we talk about, you know, just being process oriented and don't get caught up on where you are. In 2022, I can go back to it all the time. We were dead in the water. We couldn't win a game, and then we couldn't lose a game. So I just remind the guys, like, hey, focus on today. So it really didn't. I mean, we played two good teams. I thought Stanford, honestly, after we played them, I thought they were going to finish in the top 5 of the league. Tells you how tough the league is. Louisville's an extremely tough place to win. We had chances to win those games, and then we recovered and found a way.
5:45 with runners in scoring position. At the beginning of the season, I think that was a little bit of an Achilles heel for you guys. How have you seen your offense just evolve into a team that can do that, especially when not every game is going to be won with the power of a homer?
I mean, again, I know I say it a lot, but it's our staff. I mean, I have the most unbelievable coaching staff in the country. Getting Coach Jackson back here, he works with Coach Wiersbicki. You'd have to ask him because I don't go back there. But I know that was a point of emphasis, but also just explaining to our hitters, you know, we're not going to hit 130 home runs. So if that's what we're trying to do, we're going to be big and we're not going to have short swings. We're not going to hit line drives. You know, it's like the example was Bass right there calling that time, just reminding him, man, hey, just find a way to get him over to third base and the next guy will get him in. So they bought into that, and that's where a slow start sometimes can help you because, you know, if you start hitting all these home runs and then you go in the slump, they don't know what their identity is. And this team's identity is we can hit some home runs, but we have to pressure defenses. We're an athletic offense. We have to read dirt balls, and we have to steal some bases to get bunts down.
I believe it was 18 straight that Knapp retired there when he sort of got into a groove. What was working for him in that stretch? What did you see from him where he sort of made the adjustment from the first couple batters?
I mean, it's
or
just,
if there was an adjustment,
you know what? I'm honest to a fault sometimes, as my wife tells me, but I mean, he just has an elite fastball. I thought his off speed, and I think he would agree, was probably a C minus. But that fastball, when you put it where you want to, and the lowest one all day I thought saw was 91, but there were a lot of 95, 93, 96, 95. You know, and you get a lead, then the other team gets knows like, hey, he's going to be coming after me with fastballs, and you get quick outs like we did because he was locating that fastball. And he's going to, when he has one of his 2 off-speed pitches in his back pocket, that's when he's going to strike out more guys. But again, we preach pitching off your fastball, and that's what Jake does. I remind our pitchers all the time, pitch to your strength. I don't care what the hitter's strength is, and that's what Jake's going to do. Hey, if you can hit a fastball, you're getting one. You're going to get a bunch of them, and we'll see what happens.
Yeah. 2 more.
Yes, we're done. Okay.
We are
Thanks,
done.
Coach.
Yes.
Thank you,
We'll get my
Scotty.
Chick-fil-A.
Thank y'all.
Appreciate it, man.
Thank you. Thanks.
Let's go.
I know, he's got a raise.
The big boy.
So no discussion after the 8th inning that you were going back in the 9th. That's a little different than it's been.
Yeah, I put myself, I guess, in a little better position with my pitch count. Wasn't too high, so I think he knew what my response was going to be, even if he did ask. So thankful we didn't have to go there.
He said, I think maybe before you walked in, the discussion on the mound, even in the 9th, was, I can still stay out here.
Well, I was mad because he called before he got to the mound, so he didn't even give me a chance. But that's what I was most mad about. But he knows what he's doing. So
Did he bring up the no pitch count text with you at all?
he did not. We haven't talked very much since the game ended.
What about, Adam asked Coach Forbes about your adjustment for the 18 straight outs you got there. I mean, you give up a home run early and then shut them down into.
Yeah, we knew they were an aggressive offense, and they don't strike out a whole lot over the course of the year. They've proven that. So my goal was to just attack them with a fastball, and I got unbelievable defense behind me. Carter French in left field was unbelievable. Gavin made some good plays on some hard hit balls to third, and Stoke digged the ball. Like, there's a lot of stuff that was not in my control that went well for me. So those guys out there are just tough and make pitching easy.
They get you with the changeup on the home run?
Yeah, it was.
How have you worked to hone your fastball placement just as the season's progressed?
Just not trying to be too careful with it, honestly. I know it's my best pitch, and I'm honestly not afraid to miss with it. So if we're trying to throw a ball down the way, I'm obviously trying to get there, but I'm not afraid to miss over the middle of the plate with that pitch. In most situations, obviously, there's a time and place where you need to be smart, but especially when the offense did what they did tonight, and you got 5-1 lead, 6-1 lead. Like, it makes, like, you're just going to go after guys, and if they get you, then you start making the adjustments. But until that happens, you're just going to absolutely challenge them with your best stuff.
What would you go for?
Even with the homer there, I mean, I think you threw the fastball 17 times your first 23 pitches there in the first. The way that you were able to kind of attack with it, even with the home run, like, is that something you kind of came with some confidence into as you kind of proceeded to go forward, like into the second?
For sure, he battled in that at bat and fouled off some fastballs. So honestly, I probably should have pushed that changeup down a little more and just gone back to the fastball after that. But he put a good swing on it, and that's one of those things where you just tip the cap. But we always, me and Coach Gaines, talk about, like, the plan with me is always going to be attack with my fastball no matter what happens until they start getting consistent barrels if they do. So nothing really changed, especially after that home run.
That makes you 10-0 on the season, obviously, and it's, I believe Grace had the stats, 6 straight outings of 100 pitches or more. If you had to pick which one of those numbers is more meaningful to you, 10-0 or 6 straight in triple digits, like, what do you like better there?
It's hard to choose. Just glad the team's winning. That's all I really care about. So just trying to do my job to set us up for the rest of the weekend and get a win in game 1. So everything else takes care of itself.
Both good.
Yeah, you said it.
Would you agree with Coach Forbes when he said your off-speed stuff was maybe a C-?
I think that's probably being pretty generous. I pulled a lot of sliders in the dirt and pushed a lot of changeups off to lefties. So I wasn't really in a rhythm with him, not throwing much, but it's something that I need to do a better job of going down the stretch, because we're going to face really good competition here down the stretch. So it's something that I need to be able to do a better job of.
Will that be something that you work on in your bullpen this week? And how do you go about really, like, working on just some of those pitches and whatever counts they'll give you?
That'll be the emphasis. I already know. We'll throw a lot of both sliders and changeups, but a lot of it's just release point and arm speed. So my slider, like, just yanking it, honestly. So I just need to do a better job of staying through it. And the changeup, need to do a better job staying on top of it.
How have you seen Carter and left really stabilize that outfield?
I mean, he's probably playing center field at a lot of different places. I mean, that's a credit to guys like Kane and Tyson, too. Those guys work really well out there together, and Carter's a great athlete. I mean, gets great reads, and I think it's just a testament to all the hard work he's put in since he's gotten here.
How would you describe what Kane Kepley gives you guys in the leadoff spot, from the production to sort of the attitude as well?
I mean, he's just tough. Like, everything he does, he does it 100%. Like, he's not an easy out, and he puts his body on the line more than I would up there. But, I mean, just the toughness, like, it sets the tone as a leadoff hitter, and that's something that he's done an unbelievable job of all year.
The layoff last weekend is obviously atypical, and if you go back 2 years ago, I don't know if you'd ever kind of found yourself in a position like that with the exam break and everything, having to bounce back after a week and a half. Like, how do you think that process went for you this time around as compared to 2 years ago, maybe?
I think it was good for me this year. It's not something that I would normally like, but coming off of Tommy John, like it was something that I wouldn't say I needed, but was able to take a couple days and just not touch a baseball at all. So just for your whole body in general. But we did a simulated game. I didn't throw my early week bullpen the prior week, and then we just did a simulated game last Friday. So threw about 65 pitches on the game mound with a dummy, just going through State's lineup. So we had 2 weeks to prepare for them because I knew I wasn't throwing in the midweek. So it was something that Coach Gaines and Coach Howe did a great job setting up for me, and it worked out well.
You did have a couple of 97s out there today, which I think had gotten to at this point this year. I mean, to be reaching that point as you're kind of hitting the stretch run, just kind of how much more confidence does that give you?
Yeah, that's what we talk about in August when we get here. You want to be playing your best baseball down the stretch in May and June. So that's a credit to Coach Gatz and Coach Gaines and Coach Howe. They've done a great job of putting us in physical shape to be able to do that down the stretch. And that might be, like you should talk about with that week off, like you get to recover a little bit. So, but just excited for what we got down the stretch.
Thanks, Jake.
Appreciate it,
Thanks,
Jake.
Jake.
Thanks, man.
Thanks, Bob.
Appreciate it.
Good question.
It's interesting. I mean, well, it was, you know. Since when? 2 weeks ago, right? Yeah.
Kane, obviously, you're the straw that stirs the drink offensively and then some defensively. Just, were you seeing a big baseball tonight, or how were you feeling going in and then the production you had?
Yeah, I mean, I felt pretty good in the box tonight. Coach Weir's kind of hinted at me like not striding too much in the box and kind of getting to like a 2-strike right out the get-go. And so I did that, and it felt really good. I saw the ball really well, let it travel a little bit on the first AB, and slapped it down the third base line, and got a hitter's count in the second one, and was able to get around on the fastball there. But yeah, it was my setup tonight that I think helped me a lot to see the baseball a little bit more, because Marone's fastball gets on you a little bit. It's got a little ride, and it's a little funky. So yeah, I felt really good with that adjustment.
So is that specifically because you were facing a tough lefty, you made that adjustment?
Yeah, we planned on seeing Fritton. I thought we all thought we were going to see Fritton, but Marone was throwing today. But they have similar fastballs, so we figured why change it if we're going into it. So yeah, it's mainly just for lefties, but with good ride fastballs. So yeah, that's why we did that.
Did having last weekend off, you think, help you guys as hitters prep a little bit more for State's Arms?
Oh yeah, definitely prep, because just like knowing what we were going to get, and we were be able to see the machine dialed up to what they were doing, the good spin rates and good fastballs and good sliders that they have, and yeah, we just practiced that all week, and we're ready for it today.
You seem to be a little bit, I mean, by my observation, a little bit more emotional on the base pass, where just, I guess, your energy, especially when you're sliding into third or you're sliding home. Can you just take me kind of through what you're feeling when you go around those?
I just feel like I'm in control. I know my speed. I feel like I can get to any bag I'm trying to get, and I'm asking when Vandy hit that pop up. I'm asking Coach Forbes if we should do it or not, and I'm glad he said yes, because I like doing it. And, I like getting in there hard and sliding and touching that bag. So more runs means we're winning. So
Along those lines, what is it, dirt and blood you've got there?
Yeah,
I mean, it's a
it's-
lot of stuff up and down here.
yeah, it's usually like that. Yeah.
Was it, I mean, with the need just from a slide, I take
Yeah,
it?
they're scabs. You keep sliding, and they can only keep opening them up. So.
Right, I got you.
Everyone kind of talks about that, the toughness, the grit, and all that stuff. And I mean, was 22 hit by pitches or something this year? I mean, that's a skill that you have. What makes you so good at that? Getting hit at so many pitches.
I wasn't really a big hit by pitch guy from Liberty, and I mean, I get here and I feel like I haven't changed much. I mean, not. I feel like I'm just as far as from the plate as I was at Liberty, but I feel like I'm not moving as much with balls in. So I think that's what's got that number, and I'm just not going to give up a free 90 when they're giving it to me, and that's my mindset going into it. Yeah.
How much has Carter French helped you in center, but also the entire outfield?
Oh my gosh, he's unbelievable. I love having him right beside me. I mean, he's so trustworthy to be there and know that he can track down balls and know how close he can get to me in the gap when there's a ball in the gap. And he cut a ball off that people aren't going to talk about, but that was really good late in the game when the ball hit in the gap, and he cut it off real good. So he's been unbelievable. I love having him in the 9-hole too, when he can lay some bunts down and get the runners over too. So he's a great asset to have in the lineup.
I think it was maybe the 7th inning, he had that grab over the top of his head. Did you say anything to him either after that or running back into the dugout?
Oh, I was hyping him up when he gets in the dugout. I was really happy he caught that one. It was going to be a double, and it was a really good catch. So, yeah, when Bass and French make those catches, I got to give them love in the dugout.
You had the grounder to second that you beat out where the guy tried to glove it and flip it over. Like, were there moments like that where you feel like your speed had put some pressure on him to make the play? Like, can you feel yourself maybe creating an advantage for your team with the speed, like, or forcing a defensive guy to, like?
Oh, I definitely noticed that. I mean, that's who I am as a player, and that's the one I drag bunted or push bunted with, and haven't showed that to anybody this year, and I was saving it for I guess North Carolina State. So, but
Yeah, it's out there now.
I've actually been trying to do it. I just haven't done it right, but I did it right tonight. But yeah, I use my speed to my advantage. I have to as a leadoff guy, and try to be electric as possible. So get on base, I try to steal every single time, and get runners in scoring position and score.
Yeah. And it fires you up too, right? Because, I mean, you're.
Yeah. If I can get going, the guys get going, and that's a good thing for us. So, yeah, I use my emotion to my advantage.
How have you seen this offense evolve to kind of just hit really well with runners in scoring position and in rhythm, and realize that your wins aren't really going to come from the long ball?
Yeah, I mean, we understand what we got. Like it's nothing crazy. Like we're gonna play the game the right way. We're gonna push the opposition as much as we can. We're gonna get dirt balls. We're gonna steal bags, and we're gonna move the ball. And that's something we've understood midway through the season, and we kind of struggled a little bit, and then we found our identity, and we're able to do it now and do it really well. And so it's just every time in the box we're trying to get a good swing off, be short and quick to it, and not focus on how many home runs we can hit, because that's just going to get us long and big and pop out. So,
Was there a series or a game that you think helped you kind of find that identity as a team?
I don't know. I feel like we competed every single time. But there was definitely struggles, but I feel like you get into shoot, I can't even remember. There's been so many games, but I don't know. It's right after we stopped struggling, I guess. You guys can figure that one out.
How about, I mean, for you personally, like Coach Forbes talked about when you were in that kind of little skid midway through the year, and you just kept on working through it. But like for you, what was the key to kind of get yourself really going again?
Confidence, just get my confidence back, knowing I can do it at this level, and proving to myself that I can. And this team really likes me having up there at the top, and I needed to realize that. And I've just been focusing on that, and knowing this, like what I can do for this team is very important. And I honed in on it, and I'm just able to put the bat on the ball and get on base, and my team's going to be very successful when I do that.
Vandy behind you has been pretty solid over the course of the year. He sort of frees you up out there on the base pass, it looks like, knowing that he's going to make some contact.
Yeah, so when I get on first base, the guy behind me is really important. It's just so, because I'm trying to steal every single time, and he's very comfortable with me getting jumpy over there and trying to steal bags. And it's been really good to have him back there, because I can steal bags and him also be comfortable and drive me in as well.
Thanks, Kevin.
Thanks.
Great